Sorry, I had to take out my headphones. It was a little confusing. But I would like to welcome you all to Coffee with Jesus Live. My name is Todd Ubling, and I will be your host for this event. So, I would like to talk about this morning, I'd like to talk about just the stigma that's associated with any sort of mental health or physical health issues. I talked about this in an episode earlier in the season, and just based on the response I got from that, I realized it's probably a little more widespread than I thought. Um, I was talking to a coworker actually about the episode, and the response I got, I was gobsmacked. This coworker told me, "Oh, I don't believe in that psychology mumbo jumbo," and I was taken aback. You know, I've been diagnosed with PTSD not once but twice, and I've shared this in some of the episodes in the past. And I know plenty of people with autism, with ADHD. Um, so no, I don't think it's mumbo jumbo, but I do think that I think there's a stigma associated with um, mental health, and in Christianity in particular. You know, and this really, one of the reasons I did the episode, I had posted something on Facebook, and part of our mission, our main mission, really is to comfort and encourage people. And so I was posting something that was pretty comforting and encouraging. I thought it was a meme, and it said, we're all a little broken sometimes, but last time I checked, even broken crayons still color. And somebody had actually said, well, that's not biblical. Christians can't be broken. And I was just like, wait, what? Yes, Christians can be broken. There are plenty of examples in the Bible. Paul, he had that thorn in his side, you know, um, and God uses broken people all the time. Moses, he wasn't a speaker. God chose him, you know, and David literally killed a man so he could steal his wife. And David was the apple of his eye. So God uses broken people all the time. And even as Christians, yes, we can be broken. And so that's why I did the episode. And then the reaction to that episode, I just, when my coworker told me, "Oh, well, I don't believe in that psychology mumbo jumbo," I was I was a little taken aback, I have to admit, because we do hurt. We're human, right? We hurt physically and we hurt mentally. And this notion that, you know, if you're hurting or if you're suffering, somehow your faith just isn't strong enough, or no, it's not a real condition. I honestly, I don't even know where that comes from. Um, but I know that it is pretty prevalent. And so one of the things I would like to talk about this morning is, that yes, it's okay to be hurting, and if you are, it's okay to get help. Um, Before we get into the episode, though, or the live stream in particular, I just want to ask you all to bear with me. I've been fighting off a chest cold for the past week or so, and um, so just please bear with me if I sound a little nasally. I've taken some medicine, so hopefully everything will go nice and smooth. And uh, if you're watching or listening, later on, again, please just bear with me, and um, hopefully this will not that will not affect the episode or the live stream too much. So I appreciate you all showing up, and I appreciate your grace with me this morning. Um, but yeah, I do want to talk about how it is okay to get help. Suffering or being sick, whether it's you have a physical ailment or some mental ailment, it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you less of a Christian, you know. Um, and seeking help doesn't make you less of a Christian. It is God can help us in many different ways, right? Sometimes He does intervene directly, right? Sometimes He will help us directly through His power. He created the whole entire universe. Everything in existence was created by the Most High God. So yeah, we can definitely um, receive help directly from God. I mean, folks, I'm going to be honest. I am literally alive because of God's divine intervention. So yes, God does heal us and work and help us directly. Um, Sometimes God helps us through other people, right? Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. It can be a friend, it can be a coworker, it can be, a mature Christian that we trust. Sometimes we just need a shoulder to lean on, and sometimes we just need, you know, some ears to talk to. We just need someone to talk to. Sometimes it's a little more than that, though, right? Sometimes we need a professional. You need to go to a doctor, or you need to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist. And folks, that's okay. You know, it's okay to get help. Sometimes God can help us through other people, right? And sometimes we need that extra help. Going to a doctor or going to a psychologist does not mean that you have a lack of faith, right? Because sometimes God can help us through those other people. And folks, I'm going to take it one step further. Sometimes we need medication, you know, um, whether it's for our physical health or whether it's for our mental health. You know, take this live stream as a great example. Okay, I've been fighting a chest cold for the past couple of days. And this morning I was praying, God, please heal me so I can do this live stream. You know, I I have a bad habit, and those of you who've known me for a while know this to be the case, but I have a bad habit of kind of bailing on God at the last minute. I tell God, "Yeah, God, I'll do this. I'll do this for you," and then at the last minute, I kind of bail out. Um, and I was determined not to do that. I've already had to bail on a couple of people for the podcast this past week, and when it came to the live stream, I was like, "No, I've got to do this." So I was praying this morning. I said, God, please just help me out here. Heal me so I can do this live stream. You know, and folks, I'm going to be honest. I've also taken medicine. I took some ibuprofen. I took some Sudafed to clear my head. To clear my sinuses. And right now, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, and yeah, you can say, well, the Sudafed that cleared your sinuses. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? The malaise and the fatigue and just the general feeling of blah, that was God. You know, So yeah, I do believe that God is helping me this morning. He is intervening directly, and yeah, some of His help also came through the medicine I took. And so, taking medicine, or to treat whatever your condition is, whatever physical or mental, condition you're suffering from, doesn't make you less of a person. Doesn't make you less of a Christian. And it's really important for people to understand. Hey, no, it's okay, right? It's okay to get help from Western medicine. You know, I personally believe in what I guess is called homeopathic, or home remedies. There's a lot of things. Honey is a great, and honey works great for things. I had a sore throat one time. I mixed hot water with honey, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and some lemon, and that helped my sore throat. Better than any throat spray. So there's all different ways you can help yourself. But sometimes we do need that Western medicine as well. Sometimes we need to go to a doctor. And sometimes we need to swing by the pharmacy on the way home from that doctor so that we can get the help that we need. That does not make you less of a person, and that does not make you less of a Christian. And so it's really, really important to know that, I think. Sorry, just adjusting here. Participants, there we go. Okay. So I was adjusting the chat a little bit. I think I had that set wrong. So I appreciate again you all bearing with me. I'm still still learning some of the live stream stuff here, but um, when it comes to the stigma, I think we really have a responsibility as Christians to support our brothers and sisters. It's important to, one, not stigmatize them. I think that's the very least we can do. But two, we need to support them, and we need to encourage them to get the help that they need. You know, again, sometimes they just need a shoulder to lean on. They just need a set of ears so they can vent. And that's great. Be there for that person, be that shoulder for them. Sometimes they need a little more. And when that's the case, it's very important for us as Christians to encourage them to get that support that they need. It's very important for us as Christians to encourage them and let them know that it is okay to get the help and the support that they need. So I guess really the message this morning is it's twofold. One, if you're suffering, please know it's okay to get help. There are resources out there, you know. Um, and two, if you're not, but you know somebody who is suffering, support them, encourage them, you know, encourage them to get the help that they need. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you all know that God can help us in so many different ways. And if you are struggling and you are seeking help, that doesn't mean that you have a lack of faith. And it doesn't make you a lesser person or a lesser Christian, right? So go ahead and get that help you need. And, there's some resources out there. We put some resources when I did this episode earlier in the season, and I'll make sure that the links get out here with this episode as well. So folks, if you're suffering, if you need help, please get that help that you need and know that it's okay. It's okay to get the help and that God can help you through multiple means, whatever you need. Just because you're going to a doctor doesn't mean God's not helping you. If that doctor prescribes medicine, it doesn't mean that God's not helping you. So get the help you need. And again, I am not associated with the medical industry at all. Um, I'm an engineer, I'm not a doctor of any type. I don't even play one on TV. But I have experienced my own mental health issues. I've experienced plenty of physical health issues. And I know that God can heal us directly. And I know that God can heal us through doctors. And I know that God can heal us through medicine. So don't be ashamed and don't be afraid to go get the help that you need. And if you're doing well, but you know someone who needs that help, please let's help to remove that stigma. Let them know it is okay to get help. Let them know that God can help them through so many different ways. God is God. He created the entire universe. He's not limited into how he can help us, right? He is not limited as to how he can heal us. He is God. He is the most high God, the creator of everything, you know? And it's he who chooses to heal us in the method that he decides. So, don't be afraid to get help. Please know that God is with you no matter what, and that God will take care of you. And, he may heal you directly. Like I said, I am quite literally alive because of God's divine intervention. He may help you through other people, you know, or he may help you through Western medicine, you know. Just because God is using different methods doesn't mean that his hand is not there, right? So please, folks, if you need the help, please go out and get it. And if you're doing well, praise God. And if you know someone who's not, encourage them as well. Support them and let them know that it's okay to get the help they need. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And let's help each other out as brothers and sisters in Christ. And let's all make sure we can get the help and the support we need for whatever we're going through. May God bless each and every one of you.